Hi legends, hope you're all having a fantastic Wednesday. Let's analyze the price of Bitcoin, go through some fundamental news, see what the price of Bitcoin is offering over here. Have we made a double bottom? Or are we going down lower? Have we found support? That is the question. Let me just take some of these things here out the way. Right, here we go. Welcome everyone. Hope you're all having a fantastic day. Soup, I think that's how you spell it. Soup. Hi. Trading is very frustrating. Yes, trading is very frustrating, and sometimes as a trader you just sit on your hands and you wait for price to show you the way. Okay, Irina, welcome. I always see you here in the live streams. Glad to have you here. What is happening with the price of Bitcoin? Are we going down lower? This morning I gave an update to say that, well, I'm looking for price to show me the way. It's decision time. And then when I thought it's going to break down, it just made a double bottom. And now it looks like it's finding support. So what on earth is going on with the price of Bitcoin over here? Right, let me do this. Halving, baby. Halving is in 1 to 2 days, right? Depending on whether you're looking at the block that's been generated or the average time. But it's almost there. It's almost there. Okay. I see someone complained yesterday in the comments that they don't like the music. So please, guys, if you don't enjoy the music, you want me to switch it off, happy to do so. If you do enjoy it, I try and keep it softly in the background. Right. You should have a BTC price sticker on the live stream. Yeah, that's actually not a bad idea. I need to get someone to make me an animation. And I'm still starting. I'm still trying new things. I'm slowly improving, learning the technology, upgrading some of the equipment as I go along. And Bobby, hi, welcome. Thanks for joining the stream. Valeria, hi, welcome. Keep the music on. Okay, cool. Yes, a lot of people enjoy the music. A lot of people don't enjoy the music. You know, you just can't please everyone. I enjoy the music. And I have it here softly playing in the background. So, you know, it just keeps the energy going, the vibes going. And what is happening with the price of Bitcoin? I think before we dive into the price of Bitcoin, a lot of you most probably watched Andy's show as well. I was busy with other things, making a very nice evergreen video for Sunday. Maybe on Sunday it will come out. Okay. I want to chat a little bit about that as well. Right. AP, cheers from Honduras, my friend. By Islands, Roatan Bay Islands. Yes, I have no idea where that is. I'm going to have to Google that after the stream. Sounds very interesting, but when you say island, I get excited. I love fishing. I love seafood. I enjoy island holidays. I've been a couple of places. Maldives, Zanzibar, Mauritius, and a couple of other places. I can't remember all of them right now. Okay, but let's start. Halving in less than 1 day or 2 days, give or take. To be honest with you guys, I think the halving is going to be a nothing burger compared to what happened in the previous bull cycles. Okay, the halving is going to come, and maybe a month or two later we're going to see that massive rampage from Bitcoin. But I don't think right now, and I can be wrong. I'm here to be proven wrong. I'm not trading the halving. Obviously, I trade the chart that's in front of me and the price action that presents itself. But just purely based on data and how the other halvings took place, there was quite a massive dump after the halving, and then all of the sardines, all of a sudden, you see, making me think of seafood now. And we had a rampage to the upside, but it takes a while to kick in. I mean, even when the Fed increases or decreases the interest rates, it takes a while for, you know, for it to take effect. So the halving, definitely it's going to diminish supply. Well, it's going to cut supply in half, and based on the demand, you know, that sends price higher. If there's no demand, obviously price goes down lower. Right, the next thing I saw here, and I think a lot of people has been talking about this on their channels, Hong Kong Bitcoin ETFs. It's going live by the 30th of April to bring 25 billion, according to reports. Right, 25 billion. It's a decent amount. I mean, I wish I had that amount. And 25 billion, it might move the price, but I don't think it's going to move the price as high as people think it's going to do. Right, and I'll show you guys now an Elliott Wave scenario that I am keeping an eye on. And, you know, I think Andy touched on it as well, that fifth wave to the upside, but I still see a deeper a bigger fourth correction to the downside. Right, and what else? Bitcoin is experiencing normal correction as it always did every halving month in preparation for the cycle top. This is exactly what I'm talking about. Currently, it is displaying the kind of Wyckoff reaccumulation range it did in December 2023 that led to the $73,000 Bitcoin in 2024. Right, let's just zoom in here and see what's happening. Okay, so this is what they're referring to. Nice distribution, a fake out, and then you have momentum to the upside. Will this time be different? Everyone wants this little dip over here, and even from an Elliott Wave perspective, that makes sense. Hence, I put the title for today, can this be a double bottom? And that's it. And it front runs the market, everyone expecting the dip that just never comes. Okay. Next up, BTC Cap versus USDT. Seems like stables want to tell us something. Right, you can see the price of Bitcoin here in orange, and stable coins just been aggressively being minted here to the upside. Does this mean people are getting ready to fill up their bags? This is the story that it's telling me, is that people are getting ready to fill up their bags. Right. What else? ETFs update. Net outflow of 910 Bitcoin due to GBTC, reduced inflows to another ETF continue. Okay, and here you can see grayscale. Let me zoom in here. More outflows than inflows at the moment, hence the price goes down, hence we're seeing the correction. But the one thing that I always keep in mind is that when people sell their Bitcoin out of GBTC, they are most probably buying back into IBIT, which is the ticker for the BlackRock ETF. Okay, and maybe there's just a delay. Maybe they pay out today, maybe they buy a little bit tomorrow, maybe they're waiting for a little bit of a lower price to buy at a special, and but the buying pressure will start kicking in sooner or later. Right, is IBIT taking the #1 spot over GBTC? The real flippening. What is happening here? Let's see. Grayscale. It's almost there. It's almost there. 19 billion, 17 billion. It's almost there. It's going to flip GBTC very soon. Very soon. Okay. This is quite a mouthful, but I think I see what is happening here. Let's just zoom into this picture without reading through all the scribble over here. This was basically the start. Okay. So basically what they're saying over here is every time we touch this blue line over here, I don't know if that's a 200 moving average or whether it's a 300. I don't really care because I don't use trading averages or moving averages as part of my trading strategy. But now we've tapped it again. So perhaps a bounce, a bounce, a bounce, a bounce. Only time will tell. Right. Bitcoin is on track for its first red month after 7 months of green. Definitely. I think, you know, a correction is just so healthy for the market. We can't just go up and up and up. We need a pullback. We need a cool off. We need a healthy correction. That's part of the cycles. That's part of the waves. It's part of Elliott Wave theory. It's part of human emotion. You need a cool off. You know, when you go into the ocean to ride your wave with your surfboard, you know, you have to have the ups and the downs going into the ocean and enjoying the wave out. We need a little bit of a pullback. Okay, so 7 months of green is quite insane. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Right, and here, almost the end of the month, we could have our first red month, potentially even another red month and another red month. And I do like the June, July dates for the potential parabolic move to start here to the upside. Even August. Okay. Right, don't bank on it. Don't quote me on this, please. It's just my personal preference. I would like to, I think, according to Elliott Wave theory and the things that I've done over here, I think August might be that date. Okay. All right. Let's see how that plays out. Now, you guys will see I've been really busy over here measuring waves, Where can we go? Let me just take this out the way. Nice little double bottom here to the downside. I think this little dip here to the downside could have aligned some of the exchanges that was out of sync. Okay, so I did see that on some of the exchanges this week actually went lower than this week over here. I think it's Coinbase. The week is over here, right? Somewhere in that area where we now finally grab the liquidity below, where we already grabbed the liquidity below this low here to the left, where now the exchanges are aligned. Okay, we already grabbed the liquidity over here on most of the exchanges, and on some exchanges we didn't grab the liquidity. So this was perhaps that liquidity grab here to the bottom. Just want to see something here. Right. Okay, let's go through some comments, say hi to the community before I jump into my analysis over here. And let's go. Hi, Bobby. Crypto Big Brains, thanks for joining. Always see you here. Thanks for the support. I appreciate you. Hey man, Devolt, can we look at Gala? Yes, I can definitely look at Gala. I think before I jump into some altcoins, and if I do forget about Gala, please just post it again. And I just first want to briefly analyze the price of Bitcoin, and then we can jump into some of you guys' favorite altcoins. Okay, I did see dominance dropping, which is protecting, strangely enough, protecting the altcoins from this dump here from Bitcoin at the moment. Okay, I was expecting another bloodbath for the altcoins, and then magic fell out of the sky and dominance started protecting the altcoins. So when I look at Atom, for example, I was expecting a drop here on Atom, and instead it found consolidation and it started climbing here to the upside. So definitely always have to keep Bitcoin dominance in mind, because even when Bitcoin falls aggressively and dominance falls together with Bitcoin, it's protecting the alts. Okay, so just want to switch this on. Right. Okay, so I'll be honest with you guys, as per my live stream yesterday, this structure was very confusing. And the reason the structure is confusing is because not all exchanges are aligned. Okay, so maybe now exchanges are becoming a little bit more aligned. So it's just very frustrating to say that, well, is this a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5? Like that is a very short 5. So it is still confusing, the structure. And I would, still say that we are still perhaps in the decision moment, because on my exchange that I'm using to do my analysis, we still haven't made that nice little dip and a recovery. I would have liked to see that, at least to say that, okay, now we're going to continue momentum back to the upside. You claim the low, you make a fifth wave here to the downside, and then you start correcting back to the upside. Okay, so still a very confusing structure, but what I like to do when in doubt, you guys know, zoom out. No? When in doubt, zoom out. That saying is so powerful, even from an Elliott Wave perspective. Like, some people think that they need to zoom into the 1 minute to count the waves correctly, and it's actually better to zoom out, because the structure tells a different story when you just, stand to take a step back. Right. What was I measuring over here? Let's take that out. Can't remember. So the one thing that I'm still looking purely from a corrective perspective, I've been playing around this morning just to see, where are we, where can we go? And dare I say, guys, that if we lose these highs over here, I would say that we're going to go down to much lower levels, even $30,000 if we lose this high. Okay, so from a bullish perspective and from a bull market perspective, with the halving and everyone being excited, I would not want to see us lose these highs, okay, to keep the macro bullish structure intact for now. So when I take a fib from the lows to the highs that we've made, okay, it's round about here the 786. To me, that would be the last line in the sand to still stay bullish from a macro perspective. Okay, and I mean, obviously, if the price goes down lower than the 786, it just means that the correction is going to last longer, but bullish momentum can still come back. So all I'm trying to say is, I'm not saying that if we lose the 786, we're going to $10,000. All I'm saying is the correction can last a lot longer than people think, which for now, based on data and what's going on, it feels highly unlikely, but I mean, Bitcoin is here to surprise us, and I mean the DXY does look very bullish at the moment. And I just want to zoom out a little bit more. Let's go on to the 12-hour. I just want to see if I can show you guys what I mean. Okay, so let me see if I still have that scenario here. Okay, here we go. Elliott Wave scenario that I'm currently watching. And this is basically, you know, without looking at the noise in between, that was just me playing around with the waves and counting them all properly. I do see this as a 1, 2, 3, which is not finished. Okay, 4, 5. Right. For now, and I mean, this, I'll be honest with you guys, this is my most conservative bullish structure. So conservatively, I'm saying that it looks like we could peak around, let's say, maximum $110,000 for this bull cycle. But this is a conservative Elliott Wave count, because there's another count which is a lot more bullish, where you have a double 1-2 combo, where this is a 1-2, 1-2, massive 3 to the upside, where this can still be part of a massive third wave here to the upside that can take us even to $400,000, $500,000. So I like to be conservative and just play it safe, because I don't want to be that person that calls for 500,000 Bitcoin, and then during the peak of the next bull cycle we turn around over here, and then I'm the one holding the stick. Right, so from a conservative perspective, this is the bullish structure that I'm currently watching, and then obviously there is a bearish scenario as well when I go into the daily. Okay, so I'm purely just sharing with you guys the bullish scenario, but there's also a bearish scenario where this is an A, B, C to the downside. Okay, that's basically going to grab all the liquidity below these lows, and a lot of people are calling there for $4,000, $8,000. It just seems very unlikely for now. I like to trade level to level, and maybe once we break the 786 and we come down further, you know, we can talk about that. But for now, we are here at the top. I'm not going to speculate on us grabbing the liquidity here for now. There's still a lot that can happen, and the bullish structure does have higher preference at the moment. Okay, based on how the waves balance, the impulses, the volume, the ETFs, the halving around the corner, it does feel like this structure has a higher preference. And if we start breaking the rules for this structure, then I'll start looking at bearish structures. I do have a couple of bearish structures, but let's focus on this one for today. Right, let's keep it light and fluffy and bullish for today. Right, it's a little bit bearish, but still bullish nonetheless. Okay, so when I want to look at this structure over here. Okay, so there's a wave from this low, from this pivot low over here. There's a 1. You guys can see I've counted it already. 1, 2, 3. That was the peak of 3. We're still expecting the 4th wave to finish here somewhere. I had it over here because that was the low since I've updated it last, but now I can move the 4th wave here, and it can still go a little bit lower. Okay, I know Andy also spoke about this during his live stream, is to say that the rule of Elliott Wave theory states that if this is a wave 4, you don't want us to actually come down lower than the 50% fib level. It's fine if you wick into it, and you wick into it, that's fine, but you don't want to touch the 618. Okay, for this to be a valid 4th wave. To then complete the 5th wave here to the upside, and perhaps I can just move this up also a little bit. Okay, just make it balance, and this maybe will move up as well. Okay, we've had some nice consolidation over here. And this is now potentially where I still see a bigger correction, and this is what, you know, it looks bullish. Everyone is excited when they see this 5th wave here to the upside, but this one scares me a little bit. Okay, that if this Elliott Wave scenario is going to play out, where we finish 3 and the 5th wave inside of this structure, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, we still have this massive 4th wave here to the downside. So is this simply going to be, if this scenario plays out and we do get that beautiful bounce here on the 50%, and we go and complete the 5th wave, and the world turns bullish, we've claimed the liquidity above the highs, we're going to $100,000, only to have a massive correction here to the downside to come and complete the bigger fourth wave of this entire structure. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. So, I mean, anything is possible, and perhaps my most bullish Elliott Wave structure will not have this fourth wave or a deep correction like this, but I'm entertaining this scenario at the moment to say that, well, what if we do make a fourth wave, a fifth wave, and then we start correcting, that can then take us to August. Okay, do you guys see why I'm keeping August, July, August in mind? Is to say that, well, even when we claim the highs over here, it looks very bullish, but we can still have a correction here to the downside, making people extremely bearish once again. And then that euphoric move then starts pumping here to the upside, because fifth waves are also very explosive to the upside. And this is a minimum target for a fifth wave that I have over here. They can go a lot higher. Okay. As long as your third wave is not the shortest wave, a rule of Elliott Wave theory. So if I look at wave 1, very short compared to wave 3. So 5 can be very explosive. For interest's sake, now I'm curious. I want to see, well, what is the maximum target for the fifth wave? I'm now actually curious over here, based on this structure. Let's go work out some targets. Okay, from 1 to 3. Now I have to speculate to say that, well, if 3 is going to end over here, and that is the 4 that's going to end over here. Right. $99,000, $100,000. Then there's another way that you can measure it, from the top of 3 to the bottom of 4, and 4's most probably not in yet, so, but that's the data I have at the moment. We can reverse it. Just want to see. Just want to take that one out. Oh, that is a very low fifth wave, because this one then says the fifth wave is going to end over there, which basically grabs the liquidity above 3. Yeah, so I would say the most bullish scenario from a target perspective is here by the $100,000. I think if this structure had to play out. But yeah, this is the structure that I have at the moment. It can still turn bullish. The fifth wave can be longer as long as the third wave is not the shortest, which it won't be, because the first wave is the shortest at the moment. Right, and you do get extended fifth waves to the upside. But this can also, like I said, this can also be a 1-2-1-2 combo, and this can be very explosive as a third wave. So this could literally turn into a third wave. Okay. Right, and I know Elliott Wave theory is very complex. Not everyone understands it. I like to use it to see where we could go and where's invalidation areas. Okay, so I'm looking at invalidation areas to say that, well, if we do have a correction here and we want to have a fourth wave, I have a clear invalidation. As soon as we tap the 0.618, I know that this can't be a fourth wave anymore. Then it's something else. I need to go back to the drawing board and go figure out what other Elliott Wave scenarios are on the table. Okay, so for now, everyone is watching this level. I see it on Twitter, I see it on YouTube, I see it, everyone is watching this level. It has a high volume node here from a VRVP perspective. If I switch that on, it's at the 618. It has massive liquidity here to the downside. There's just so much happening at this level that I do think that if we get there, we will at least get a bounce. But I just have seen so many times that the market likes to either front run the level or break it. Okay, it's very seldom that you will just get that perfect touch and then you go, back to the moon. It does happen, but very seldom. The market is here to surprise us, and the market makers are here to take our money, not to give us money. Okay. The one thing I wanted to look at here is to say that, well, if we do come back to the 618, I want to see if I can see something over here. Let's take the VRVP out. So let me switch this Elliott Wave scenario off. If we had to hit the 618 over here, invalidating a fourth wave, it could mean that this is 5 over here. It's done. The structure is done. And this could be a larger A, B, C correction. Okay. And if this is a larger A, B, C correction, you could still have the structure from a bullish perspective on the macro time frame intact, that's what I'm saying. The correction is just going to take much longer. So if this is the end, right, what I want to see then is if I take a fib from the lows to the high, okay, this is where you could potentially then bounce 50%, $44,000, $37,000, and $28,000. You can go as low as 28, no problem. Okay, and then when you draw your trend, I just want to see if I still have that trend here. Choop, choop, choop. No, I must have deleted it. Let's do this. Okay, so I draw a trend over there, guys. What do you see? Okay, let me take the brushes out, do it again. If this, okay, let's assume, I like to play what if games. If this is the end of the structure over here, this is the fifth wave, okay, and we've, you know, from an Elliott Wave perspective, we've all counted it incorrectly, and we make a deeper ABC here to the downside, we can still come and bounce on this trend. But guess what? The market structure is still bullish. Okay, it's just this correction is going to take a long time depending on how fast we fall. Right, and that also brings us to July, August. Okay, so whether we go up for another fifth wave, then make a massive correction to the downside, or whether we fall down from here in an ABC correction, bouncing on the trend, the time that I'm expecting for euphoria to the upside is around about July, August. I hope that makes sense. Because then what you are doing over here, you are correcting this entire structure. Let me see. Yes, you're correcting this entire structure over here. Let me go measure it just to make sure. Well, it doesn't really matter because there's still a lot of time. But if I take a time fib from the low to the high, 1-to-1 ratio October, Bitcoin likes to turn around here at the, let me take that fib out, by the 0.618, which is July. Okay, so if we have a deeper correction, correcting this entire structure over here, correcting this entire structure, and we have a deeper correction here by the 0.618, we could see a bounce. So I hope you guys are enjoying this. I'm just trying to play out all the scenarios that could potentially play out here, is to say that I am definitely keeping in mind that we can go here to $37,000, which is a beautiful bounce on the trend for continuation to the upside. Okay, I'm also keeping in mind that we can bounce from a very bearish perspective on $28,000, okay, which is still bullish because we haven't tapped the 0.88. And for those of you that's been following me, you know that I don't like the 0.88 level because that's usually a recipe for more downwards momentum. Okay, so I would say that for me is the last line in the sand to still stay bullish, because even if you come down in this area, you are still making higher low. You're still making a higher low over here, ever so slightly, but you're still making a higher low. Right, that is a very depressing, sad Elliott count over here. I know people don't want to see it, but I can guarantee you guys, if we had to come down here, whoa, I will be buying every single altcoin and Bitcoin that I thought I missed out on and I didn't add enough to my bags. And I'm sure, and this is why I almost feel like we won't get there, because everyone is waiting for this dip. And I think everyone would be so aggressively buying up these dips that the price just won't make it there. It will just not make it because there'll be too much buying pressure. Considering that the halving is coming in, which means the supply has been cut into half, I doubt that we will get here. I think something really bad in the world needs to happen, like a COVID-2 or a nuclear explosion somewhere for this to happen. Right. Okay, now we can take some of these things out the way. Let's go through some comments. Paradise, man. Cool, man. Play some Metallica. I don't mind as long as I am listening to you. Cool, yes, I would like to play love to play some other music. Unfortunately, I'll get a copyright strike and then they take the video down from YouTube. So I'm playing what do you call it? Music that's not copyright. My brother actually made the song for me to play on the channel, extended it to 1 hour, and so I have some music playing in the background. Right. Gala. We will have a look at Gala now. I think I've spoken enough for now about Bitcoin, and we can delve into the smaller time frames now. Right. Let me just put Gala on here so long so I don't forget. Where is Mr. Gala? Where are you? I did have Gala here on my list. Am I just being blonde? Sorry, no offense to people that are blonde, by the way. It's just the saying. Okay. Right. Where are you? Gala. Here we go. Right in front of me. Okay, let's go through some more comments and then I'll go through Gala. It's easy to understand you, but do yourself a favor. Do ourselves. Thank you, love from India. Oh, sorry, I'm reading that completely wrong. It's easy to understand you. Okay, perfect. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. I think it's a trap. Sold off. I think it's a trap. I was all in this morning. I just sold off. Okay, I'm not sure if you did you long or did you short. I'm not sure. Hello from Los Angeles, CA, the third world state. Welcome. Thank you so much. I'm all the way here from sunny South Africa. Geez, devil, you sometimes scare me. Yes, I know. I mean, I just have to look at bullish and bearish case scenarios, and but I will say that there is still, it's all a game of probabilities. Claude, I think you were the one that sent me a message asking about some investment advice for Bitcoin that you wanted to buy, if I'm not mistaken. And it's all a game of probabilities. And all I always say is that for now, the probabilities are still higher for us to come and claim this high before we even come down to these levels. If we will ever get there, we have to consider that there is institutions that's now participating in the price of Bitcoin via the ETFs. And I can guarantee you, right, if you had to start falling down from here, what does that mean? A lot of people see red candles and they are smart investors and they like, you buy the fear, you buy the dip. And I think based on buying pressure, and everyone that is waiting for a Bitcoin special is going to buy up these dips very aggressively. And therefore, I doubt that we will hit this line unless there's a world event that happens, like a nuclear explosion, a COVID number 2, something really bad in the world needs to happen, I think, for us to come and hit this level. So for now, based on what we know today and the news that's available today, and I doubt that we will hit this level. So I know I scare some people when I say this, but I'm just saying that it is definitely a possibility. But there's a low probability of this scenario playing out. There's a higher probability for us to move up. Okay. And that is why it's important. If you have a large portfolio that you would like to deploy into the price of Bitcoin, you buy the dips, because you never know how low it's going to go, and it might just turn up from here. Where we are right now, it might just shoot up from here and say, okay, I'm done, I'm going to go up. And then you're like, oh, I should have bought over here. I should have bought the dips. I should have bought the fear, because I do smell a lot of fear at the moment. I do. I mean, people are fearful. We're going down lower, and it feels like I've just seen this movie before. Do yourself a favor, guys, and think back that every time we had a dip, okay, buy the rumor, this was buy the rumor, sell the news event, ETFs got launched, and then we got a crash. We're going back to $10,000. We're going back to $20,000 when this happened. Okay, it's the end of Bitcoin. It was buy the rumor, sell the news. And what happened? Bam. Surprised everyone. Okay, will this time be different? Are we still maybe going to get that dip and then continuation to the upside? And I'm already smelling this fear over here. Okay, I'm a poet and I don't even know it. I'm already smelling this fear over here. And I like to buy fear. When people have doubts, when people want to sell or are already selling, I'm there buying up the altcoins in the Bitcoin. Right, let's go through Gala. Sorry, I was meant to be going through Gala over here for the community, and let's see what's happening. I might have to update this chart. Oh, we didn't even get the fifth wave over here, so this count was completely incorrect. Okay. Anyways, let's take that out, clean this up. This now definitely looks like a larger ABC here to the downside, and just want to see. Okay, this was the local, well, this was the bottom of the cycle right over there, and then obviously it could have been a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, Elliott waves on altcoins, they don't always work. They don't always play ball. They really don't always play ball. Okay, that's why I love Elliott wave theory and levels and daily limits and weekly levels and naked point of controls. I only use them on Bitcoin because altcoins do not respect those levels. It's difficult to day trade altcoins. I like to use simple trend line strategies on altcoins because they just don't respect. Why does it keep on doing that? It keeps on jumping back. Let me try and delete this trend line and draw it again. Okay, that's better. Right, so I can count. I just want to see 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, A, B, C. Okay, so this could be a C wave here to the downside. Let me just go and measure it. A, B, reverse it. Brum, brum, brum. Oof. Oh, okay. So there's good news and there's bad news for Gala. Okay. Purely based on fib extensions. Just and like, you know, I need to just clean up these charts a little bit. But we do have a momentum line carrying us up here. And what I'm seeing here at the moment is that this could be a B, C here to the downside, where this is the first wave of the C wave here to the downside. But I mean, it can also be a 3-wave structure. But your C wave has targets. It has the 1-to-1 ratio, which we've tapped. Do you guys see where we got the bounce? So if this is a C, well, not if, this is a C wave to the downside, you can see it. A massive dump here to the downside is a C wave. It's a corrector structure. It's a ABC, WXY, but this looks like a C wave here to the downside because WXY likes to range inside of a, you know, close together like what Bitcoin's doing at the moment. So we did hit a C wave target, but the 1.236 and the 1382 are also C wave targets, and an extended C wave target is by the 1.618. The one thing I will say is that the altcoins don't really come to the 1.618 from what I've seen. It is definitely possible, but the altcoins, they like this area over here. Okay, so this could be the low for now because it did hit a C wave target. That little wick there could be the low for now, where we're going to find momentum back to the upside. But I would like to highlight that maybe the better buy is this trend, okay, which is in confluence with another C wave target, is to say that, well, if we find momentum down here, you're bouncing on the trend and you're hitting a C wave target where you could then start recovering back to the upside. Okay, but it can happen from where we are right now as well. Okay, I just want to measure this from a fib perspective. Take this fib from the low to the high. Okay, it's still safe. It's still in the safe zone. Okay. I like the fact that we have bounced here on the 786, right? In confluence with the 1-to-1 ratio for the C wave to the downside. So we could get a bounce here to the upside. And that's why I'm saying it's always good to add a little bit to your spot bags when you see this. When you see red, in my case purple, this is when you add to your spot bags. A little bit, you nibble, you nibble, you nibble. And if we come back down lower, you nibble, you nibble, you nibble. Okay, because you never know if it's just going to do that or if it's going to do that. You just don't know. If you don't nibble here and price turns around, you're going to be that guy or girl that's buying over here. Oh, we had the break off trend. We had a nice little retest. Crap, I could have bought over here. I didn't. Why didn't I buy over here? Okay. That is basically what I'm seeing on the larger time frame on Phantom. Let's go, Gala, sorry, Gala. Let's go here onto smaller time frames for our, not much. RSI still falling down. that's basically what I see right now. Also, this could be seen as a double bottom over here. Okay, double bottom. But there is definitely the possibility that we can turn around from here, but also the possibility that we can still come down lower to the trend. Okay, so just keep that in mind. Right, but I will definitely be nibbling in this area. Okay, cool. What else? What else? What is Bitcoin doing? Let's go back onto the smaller time frame. Okay, while that loads, let's look at some comments. Can we please check render? I will do that. Can you check A? Can you check A? Avagotchi. Avagotchi. I have never heard of Avagotchi. Don't altcoins follow the trend of Bitcoin, just many times amplified? Yes, they do. They do. Right, yes, please hit the like button, show some love, and let's get the channel and the momentum out there, right? That's the only way the channel is going to grow, is by you guys hitting the like button, which tells the YouTube algorithm that it needs to recommend it to more people. Right. Jack Parrow, then cooler. Chris Hartwood, that's funny. Jack Parrow, I think is cooler as Akka. I don't think everyone will enjoy that music. Okay. Hey, how about Algorand, Arweave, what else? Ondo, Neo, everyone's got their requests over here. I will try and get through some of them. I don't think I'm going to be able to get through all of them, but let me give it a go. Okay, first on the list was Render. Let's go look at Render. Also, before I dive in, where are we? Come and trade with me. 20% fee reduction for my community when you use these links. 30k bonus for Bybit, 20k bonus for Mexi. Go sign up. You only benefit from these deals by signing up with these links down in the description. Right, let's go back here to Render. Okay, let's do this. Let me just find my bearings over here. Render, guys and girls. I know, Irina, I've got you in the house here. So, you know, usually I like to say guys because it's just the trading world is so male dominated. So it's sometimes so refreshing to see some females trying the game as well. And I hold a big bag of Render, and my average buying price on Render is $2. Okay, so I'm not planning to sell my Render anytime soon. Let's go on to the daily. I just want to see where we are. Ooh, can you guys see where we are finding support? Right, sometimes things look so obvious to me and I'm like, yeah, you guys see what I see. Okay, but I will explain. You guys can see all the trading that I did here on Render. Okay, I can delete some of this stuff, just clean it up. All the breakouts that I played over there, these are all breakouts that I played, made some nice gains here to the upside using my one-line trend strategy. Okay, and I want to chat about that quickly before once I'm done with Render. Okay, what I like here. Okay, I do like this. Okay, so we can obviously see with Render that we have broken out of the highs. I mean, that's pretty obvious. Now, I don't have to spell that out to anyone. We've broken the highs here. We've retested it and we broke out, and now we're coming back for a retest again. So for Render to stay bullish, I would like for us to hold the support. Okay, and I mean, there's a trend going up there. We can still have those little wicks here to the downside. And bounce. Okay, Render is one of those AI coins that are extremely explosive to the upside. It's been around for long, and I know some very high net worth individuals around the world are very bullish on Render. So you want to be that person that buys the dips on Render. I think Render is going to do phenomenal things in the future. It's going to be another Link, it's going to be a Solana, it's going to be a Rune. Well, actually it's outperformed Solana and Rune by far from a percentage perspective. But I think Render is going to do some great things in the future. It needs to be, well, it's definitely part of my spot bags. I can't tell you guys what you need to do, but it's definitely part of my spot bag. Right. I love the fundamentals of render. Okay, cool. So it's not an easy day trade coin. I will be honest with you guys. Render is not easy to day trade. Okay. Especially when it was during the bear cycle, because it just, when the market cap is low, you get lots of wicks to the upside and fake outs, and it just stops you out of every single trade, and then the real move plays out in any event. Okay, so render likes fake outs. It really loves fake outs. I would say that's the trend. Okay, that's the one thing about render that I've learned, and this is why it makes it so difficult from a day trading perspective. Render loves fake outs. It just loves them. You see them often, and then you play the breakout, it stops you out. You play the breakout, it stops you out. Okay, every single time. That's why I don't like to day trade render unless I see an obvious opportunity. I have day traded it, I have made some money, but it's better from a spot perspective. Definitely way better from a spot perspective. Cool. So I want to see something over here. Okay, it's as simple as if we had to come down. Let me just zoom out a little bit. Okay, for some reason my charts are taking a little bit longer to load up today. For me, it's as simple as this is your buying opportunities. When you dip into support, when you dip into obvious support, you have consolidation that's offering support over here. You have the support from the highs. This is definitely load up zones. Okay, from a spot perspective for me, this is load up zones. If you lose it, then you still have the trend to support you and to have that ultimate breakout here to the upside. But for now, what I will be keeping an eye on is this momentum trend line here to the downside. And I always say to keep things very simple without knowing Fibonacci and extended fibs or anything to the downside, just keep this trend line. Okay, go put an alarm on it. Go click there on the alarms, say once per bar, create it, and then once you hear that thing break, you wait so that doesn't happen. You want to see high volume kick in. You want to see some 1 hour, 4 hour candles close above the trend. Then you can have more confidence that you will most probably see upwards momentum. If we had to lose the support, okay, the brushes are getting too much. Let me clean this up a bit. If we had to lose this support, okay, I would like to see us bounce over here. And you could have that RS flip or the SR flip, where you flip support into resistance for another retest and then the breakout to the upside. Okay, but ideally I would like to see us, if we lose the support, you have to do a RS flip where you flip the support back, so there's a resistance back into support for continuation to the upside. If we lose the level and we start tumbling down here, then I mean, you just keep an eye on your trend. So whenever it will eventually come back to that trend and break out. Okay, that's keeping it very simple without worrying that's what's happening at the bottom. You just keep your momentum trend and you wait for the breakout. Okay, and then if you would like to know how to play that breakout and some of the things you need to look out for is, if you go to my channel, guys, let me just zoom out here. If you go to my channel, let me show you guys here. Okay, where it says trading tutorials, I've got many videos inside of here, and there's some great alpha, and they're all up to date, they are relevant, there's no old information in there. There's so many trading strategies for people that like to invest their cash for the moon phases. I've got the moon phases in here. I've got just copy. This is my easy, revealing my simple trading strategies step by step. If you'd like to know how to play these breakouts, what I look out for, how I take profits, where I put my stop losses, go check out this just copy me video. Right, I also have a full guide on Mexi, how to, trade on Mexi, to put funds in there to buy crypto. For complete beginners over here, what to do, what's the tools, how to use TradingView, Mexi, NordVPN. Here's also a nice investment strategy, 604% gains to the upside, without knowing a lot about trading. The moon phases, which people really love and enjoy, where you basically buy the full moon. Okay, And Sunday there's another exciting one coming, another exciting one. Okay, so I try and cater for people that trade every day, and I try and cater for people that invest. Okay, and there's lots of alpha in here. Go check out these videos. Right, and if you have any questions, go post a comment in there. I will either address it in one of my next live streams, or I'll respond to you on the comments. Okay, let's get back into the prices here. Right, that is render. What else? Hey Nags, I'm doing well. Thank you so much for joining. I appreciate you being here. A legend himself. Also, Nags is from our Legends community where I drop the alpha first. Usually, I update our Legends community in Discord. There's a link down in the description for 25% discount. And then I go and make the pre-recorded video, or I go live. And but the Legends gets the alpha first. Right. Can you check full for me? Okay, let's see if I have Filecoin. I do have Filecoin somewhere. There we go. Okay. Guys, I can just tell you point blank that most of the altcoins had a massive drop to the downside. And if you are building up spot bags like myself, what I am doing is I am slowly nibbling here at the dips over here. Okay. I'm going to the 8 hour. Ooh. Do you guys see where it bounced? Okay. Okay, so I mean this is still bullish for Filecoin. If I go on to the daily just to show everyone, right, I mean it had a massive crash here to the downside during the bear cycle, found a bottom over here, and now we have this beautiful momentum here to the upside. Okay, and I actually see another one. I just want to see, there's another one. I mean it's a little bit flat, but nonetheless it's still higher lows. Okay, take that out. Right, so just want to look at this structure because we came down so low. I will take the FIB from there. Ooh, beautiful bounce on the 786. Okay, so the first thing is I've been tracking this momentum here to the downside. Okay, and it looks like, well, it doesn't look like it had a successful breakout, a retest of this trend, okay, and then continuation here to the upside. So it can definitely come and retest again for continuation to the upside. But where it is right now is also bullish. I like where it is right now because it's in the golden zone. If you guys have heard me talk about the golden zone, right? So from this pivot low over here to the high, okay, you can go draw that FIB on your chart, and this is considered the golden zone. Between the 0.618 and the 786 is considered a golden zone and usually a great buying opportunity. Okay, usually it's a great buying opportunity. When you have a massive pump like this over several months and you have a large correction like this, which means that this correction is now correcting this entire structure over here. Okay, and it does look like a correction because the correction volume is lower than the momentum volume to the upside, which means that if your green volume is higher and your red volume is lower, that this equals correction, okay, not impulses. So for now, and I'll be honest with you guys, I've been nibbling. You'll see that Filecoin is here in my red list. Okay, my red list are the altcoins that I'm nibbling at the moment. Every time I see a little dip, I bought over here, and during the last couple of days, I bought in this area as well. So I'm nibbling all the way. Okay, what I also like, this dip went very low over here, and I'm trying to see where it got supported. Ooh, beautiful. It actually got supported by these highs. Do you guys see these highs? This is where it got supported. Okay, so it looks like it's found support for now. It can go down lower, but it looks good. I really like where it is at the moment. Okay, between the 618 and the 786 golden zone, and from a trend line perspective, a lot of people might think that, wow, this looks extremely bearish. We've lost trend, we're going down to lower levels. Okay, this could be as simple as a double bottom. And then you consolidate, we don't know how long we're going to consolidate, and then bam, oh crap, Why didn't I buy over here? Okay. But it looks good. And I mean, from a simplicity perspective, just keep an eye on the trend. Keep an eye on this trend. So if you're too scared to buy and you think it's going to go down lower, wait for the trend. You're going to be a little bit late for the party, but you will have a more confirmed buy to the upside. Okay. But I do like that it's in the golden zone. And usually the rule with golden zone buys on the daily time frame is that you want to see the daily RSI at the bottom as well. So let's go see. Daily RSI is at the bottom. It's inside of the golden zone. So it's fulfilling the rules of the green light to buy in the zone, because you have the daily RSI at the bottom. This one can still go a little bit, but I mean, you don't know what's going to happen over here. It can turn around and start shooting up, and then you miss the train. But it can still go down lower. I don't want to be that person that says that this is definitely the zone, it's just going up from here. All I'm saying is this is a good load up zone where you nibble and you add a little bit to your spot bags, because that's what I've been doing. Okay, I hope this makes sense. Okay, that's basically the analysis that I see here on Filecoin. I don't see anything else for now. These dips are very scary, guys. I know the dips are very scary, and a lot of people don't buy the dips. They buy in late because they think the price is going to go down lower, and then it doesn't. Okay, the only thing that concerns me about the daily RSI is it looks like it's curling over to the downside. Okay, but I mean, when price action starts shooting up from here, it's quickly going to straighten itself out. Right, but from a technical perspective, it's fulfilling the requirements as a load up zone. Okay, hope that makes sense. What's happening here with the price of Bitcoin? I don't know if this, guys, is this a double bottom here on the price of Bitcoin? Is this a double bottom? It's very confusing. If this is a double bottom, guys, then it's a very confusing structure. But I mean, it has been confusing. This whole structure has been confusing because of the misalignment on all the exchanges. Okay, and if this, and this is what makes it more confusing, if this is a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, where's the 5? That can't be a 5. The 5 has to come back down lower. Okay, so let me go and have a look at CBD here quick. Let me just refresh this. There's no CBD to look at the moment. Let's go into the 5 minute. Okay, it's very neutral at the moment. I did see bullish CVD between these two pivots, but we took the high. Okay, so when you look at this price action over here, you had bullish CVD higher low in price. Okay, and on blue lower low. Okay, and the target is the high, which we took. Right, we took the target. Now I want to see what's going to happen here. I want to see what's going to happen here, and at the moment it's neutral. Okay, so I don't know, we can still come down lower, but what I would like to see on the price of Bitcoin just here quickly is that if I go back onto the 1 hour, right, for me the move that I would like to see play out is this. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and I can go and measure where that fifth wave is going to end. If we turn around here, then double bottom, a truncated fifth wave, it does exist. It's very rare in Elliott Wave theory, but it does exist. A truncated fifth wave, which doesn't take the low, or which doesn't take the low of number 3. It can happen where you then find momentum to the upside, but very rare. I would have liked to see a little bit lower over here to complete the fifth wave. But I mean, there's still a possibility that this can play out, and you guys can see there that I've got a small little trend line over there. I think if I go into the 5 minute, just tracking this trend line, I want to see the breakout. I want to see the breakout, closing candles above, or at least a 1 hour candle above. Is that going to happen? I don't know. Right, I can actually take that out. I'm not too worried about it now. I think this is a better trend. Let's keep that one for now. Okay, but yeah, for me, let me just go back onto the 15-minute. Let's do 1 hour. I can go and measure where this fifth wave, if we find momentum still to the downside, I would like to see this. Then the wave makes sense. If this is the scenario, it's very rare for this to happen. A truncated fifth wave is very rare. And then what I'm trying to do over here is I'm trying to figure out, okay, if this is the fifth wave to the downside, I first need to just take this out the way so I can see. Okay, from 3 to 4, you reverse it. Okay, this is fifth wave targets. These are fifth wave targets. Common fifth wave targets are over here. So I would have at least liked the fifth wave to come down to $56,900. Okay, extended fifth wave is at this year 1.618, $55,000. Right, and then there's, that one is not too relevant, but then I'm also counting this wave here to the downside. So there's many ways to count it, is to say that, well, there's 5 waves inside of each wave. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 waves inside of this wave. There has to be 5 waves inside of the fifth wave. Okay, so if this is then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, then I can go and measure from the top of 4 to the bottom to the top. I reverse it. Third waves loves the 1.618. Okay, also fifth wave target over there, so that target is spot on. $55,600. This is where I would like to see the fifth wave go to. Okay, I would like to see the fifth wave go here, but even between the 1.236 and the 1.382, I would like to see this momentum. If we're going to turn around here and start correcting back to the upside, I mean, it can happen, definitely it can happen, but then I would like to see a sign of strength. I would like to see some green volume kicking in to confirm continuation back to the upside. Okay, because it could simply be, if we double bottom here, where we are now, if we double bottom, it could mean that we're making another correction to the upside and not impulses, which means that we can fall down again. Okay, what else? What else? I want to buy full, but I want it at the best price, you know. And Irina, I hear you. I hear you. I think one of the biggest mistakes I've made during my trading career is that I kept on sitting on my hands when I see a coin, one of my favorite coins, fall, for example. I kept on sitting on my hands waiting for that best price. No, it's going to go down lower. It's going to go down lower. And then the coin turns around in front of your eyes and you're like, oh crap, I missed it. And now you're too scared to buy in because the price is too high. And I saw that happen a lot with Solana, with Rune, with Render. A lot of people wanted those coins in their spot bags. They were too scared to buy it when it was at the lowest prices, and now it's done phenomenal things, and a lot of people missed out on those opportunities. So for me, as always, the best strategy that I now apply is I nibble at every dip that I get, so that I have a portfolio and a position size when we do get momentum to the upside, because you might wait forever and you never get that opportunity. Okay, but you might be lucky and it drops further than, you know, what you wanted to buy at, and then you get that dip. But dollar cost average and nibbling at the dips is definitely the best strategy. Right, DCA is king. Definitely DCA is king. Have you looked at Algo? Let's look at Algo quickly here. Okay, very similar. Take this out the way. Okay, do you guys see how similar the price action is for most of the altcoins? It's actually broken out of this trend and it's lost the trend. I've been tracking this momentum. Okay, but this was the true breakout. Okay, this is the breakout you wanted to catch, where you have all of these touches. You broke out and you find continuation to the upside. I don't know if I will consider this a valid trend. A trend nonetheless, where you have a touch and you have a second touch and a third touch. Okay, it's a little bit too flat. I like a 45-degree angle trend line. They usually work best. So I'm just going to take that out for now. It's just confusing at the moment. Right, guys, this looks bearish. This looks, I'm going to agree, when you look at this and you say, oh, we've lost trend. It's going down. There's no ways I'm buying right now. When you take the trends out the way, okay, oops, not the fib, the trends. Okay, when you take the trends out the way and you just purely look at the structure, basic Fibonacci is that when you have impulses to the upside, okay, and you put your fib on the high, right over there, from the low to the high, usually when you come back down, okay, your 382, your 50%, and ultimately your 60% and 786 inside the golden zone over here is your best load up zones, okay, for continuation to the upside. Because when this happens, okay, what people will then do is they will take their trend like this. Oh, this looks cool. It's following a trend. It's continuing the momentum here to the upside. It looks good. There's definitely a possibility that a lot of these altcoins, I just want to highlight to everyone, there's definitely a possibility that these altcoins can double bottom. And double bottoms are very powerful to the upside. Where you have a bottom, it can come down and it can double bottom for an explosive move to the upside. So although it's in golden zone and definitely an area that I am nibbling from a spot perspective, because it can definitely turn around from where it is right now as well, considering there's a nice little consolidation area over here that's providing support. I'm just saying that if it had to come back down here, I'm not going to be scared. Right, I love double bottoms. Okay, you dip in, you grab the liquidity below the lows, and off to the races you go. Okay. And I mean, obviously, to keep things simple, you can see this support is holding at the moment. Let me do this. Okay, let's just keep it easy. There's your support. That needs to hold. It's inside of the golden zone. I do like that. Daily RSI at the bottom. 12 hour should be at the bottom as well. It's curling over. That's the only confusing thing, or the concerning thing for me, is that the RSIs on the larger time frames are curling over. But if you do find momentum here to the upside, it's going to straighten it out. Okay, 12 hour also, you can see that it's curling over. It looks like it wants to roll over again. But doesn't bug me. I don't use RSIs to trade with. Okay. Nonetheless, that is basically algo. Right, and I mean, to keep it simple, you have your trend. For those of you that are too scared to buy, and you just wait for the break of the trend. Okay, just wait. Right, so if it does this and then out, or it does this and then out, you will catch the trade at the breakout. As simple as that. Look at how beautiful this one broke out over here. Okay, you catch the breaker, you wait, you sit on your hands, and you catch the breakout to the upside to come and claim the highs. And potentially this breakout is going to come and claim the highs again. And these are big percentages you're talking about. These are like 75% moves, 70% moves, depending on, you know, how low it's going to go. Right. Bitcoin dominance. Yes, I have looked at Bitcoin dominance, and it's obviously protecting the altcoins. And I think this is the nice thing that I'm seeing over here, okay? Even though we're having a dump here on the price of Bitcoin, the dominance is protecting the altcoins. Okay, a lot of people don't realize it. They see their favorite altcoin. I just want to stress this. They see their favorite altcoin in the best buy zone from a technical perspective. Then they are too scared to buy their altcoin because Bitcoin might still go down lower. And then what happens is Bitcoin goes down lower. You go back onto your altcoin and all it did was this. Because the dominance is protecting the altcoins. Okay. Just want to highlight that. Right. Flux. The last one. Flux. Let's go have a look at Flux. Right. Let's go have a look at Flux. I don't know. I don't think I have Flux on my list. Flux. USDT. No, I don't. Let's go put it on, see what's happening here. Right, I can see where it's finding support at the moment. Let me just look at the... I can see it's a low market cap altcoin, purely looking at the price action. When you see those long wicks, okay, that tells me it's a low market cap, easily manipulated. Wow. Okay, so it does have some nice price action to the side, which makes technical analysis a little bit easier. The wicks makes it difficult. Also, from a trading perspective, it makes it difficult. Oh, but you can just see how someone bought over there. Right. The one trick of the trade I want to teach you guys is that when you see long green wicks, okay, with green volume, that is massive money flowing in buying at the moment. When you see these are whales accumulating. They buy, it pushes price up and then price settles down again. So usually when I see these signs, I start buying as well. And you often see them on low cap altcoins, because when a person comes and buys here with $100,000 or $1 million or $5 million, it's easy to move the price. You get these weeks to the upside and then price settles down again. Okay. Green, and especially when they green, you know, people is aggressively buying. That is why I have such a good entry on Render, because I saw this on Render when it was at $1. I saw this on Render when it was at $2, and I just started buying like a crazy person. And look at where Render is now at the moment. So you can see someone is aggressively buying Flux here at the moment. Okay. Take the brushes here out the way. Okay, so we are obviously finding support. When I say obviously, it's just what I'm seeing at the moment. Right, we're finding support over here. Quite a big support area. You know, this consolidation area here is providing support. This consolidation is providing support here at the moment. Also, when you take a fib. Also in the golden zone. One could argue that you could take a fib from this low. Okay, but then it's still inside of the golden zone. It's by the support area. For now, I would like my fib over there, because this does look a little bit 1, 2, 3, 4, 5-ish to me. It does look like it wants to do that. Okay, and obviously you have a trend. Okay, track your momentum here to the upside. So what I do like about Flux is that you have a nice momentum here to the upside. You have support, so you have multiple layers of support. You have diagonal support, you have horizontal support, and you are inside of the golden zone. Okay, so you have a lot of ticks to confirm that this is potentially a great load up zone for Flux. Right. And obviously, to keep it simple, but I still see someone is aggressively still buying over here. Someone is massively buying over here. I don't see any red volume overshadowing the green volume. So someone, a whale with a lot of money, is loving this coin at the moment and aggressively still accumulating. And that's why it looks like a dip opportunity on Flux is potentially a great buying opportunity. Okay. I'm definitely going to do some more research on this, and perhaps this is one that I will be adding to my spot bags. But I have so many already. I'll always have to filter some of them out. But it just looks good from a technical perspective, because I just remember when I saw this on Render. Okay, I saw this on Render. I mean, look at that. At the low, look at this green volume kicking in here. Someone was like, I'm not going to miss out on this opportunity. I'm going to buy however much they bought. I don't know what the market cap is at the moment. Right. That is basically it from my side. Ladies and gents, I thank you very much. Thank you so much for watching the stream. As always, smash up the like, hit subscribe for future notifications. If you have been watching the stream and you were unable to comment, please note that I have the subscription mode enabled. So it means that you need to be a subscriber in order to engage with me. I'm giving you alpha. I'm giving you my time, my energy. The least you can do is subscribe, smash up the like, show some love. And thanks for being here, and I will see you all in the next one. Cheers for now.